Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. Today is the final rank up day, getting us all the way up to Bloodsworn reputation, hopefully, with the Omicron beast tribe. In these videos I look at what the rank up rewards are. As you can see, I'm up to 1730 out of 1730. I've still got a quest to turn in. I'm just going to leave that. And we're going to pick up the plus quest. I'm not actually going to read the plus quest or show you that, simply because I don't believe in spoiling that. So we're going to just skip on straight to the rewards, and I'll give you my summary of what I thought about the actual beast tribe in its entirety without spoiling anything. So let's do that. And there we go. I believe that was the finale. That was quite the epic ending without talking about anything. We've got ourselves up to Bloodsworn here. And that's our final reputation for now, unless they decide to do an allied beast tribe questline, which the last time they did was in Stormblood. So as you can see, we're up to Bloodsworn 00. They recently announced in the 74th live letter that the third tribe is already on its way for 6.3 series, which is going to be the Leporites, which is going to be a crafting specific tribe, which is really useful because I still need to get my crafters up, so I might just not bother with the custom deliveries and just wait to do them on the tribal quests instead, and then I should be Omni 90 on everything. I think it makes sense to wait for that rather than do that. So what do we get then as our final item? I have absolutely no idea. What's new? Oh, the music, I guess, and the framers kit. Oh, interesting. So the final rewards are actually a tribal quest related adventurer plate setup, as well as an orchestrion. I didn't know that they were going to start introducing framers kits for this. That's made it even more useful to kind of prove that you've done a quest line. I would love to see that across the board. I'd love them to do MSQ related ones as well, to be perfectly honest. That's very cool. It says tools for enhancing portraits and adventure plates. Unlock embellishments fit for an allied unit. So we've got background, accent, plate, base plate, top border, bottom border, and accent. So we'll look at that in a moment. That's 6 Omni tokens. And Cradle of Hope, which is obviously the music track. We'll go and look at that as well and see what that sounds like. But yes, it's presumably the Beast Tribe related soundtrack. It's not something I expected to get as a reward. So as soon as we've learnt that, if we go over to our portraits, let's just create one for Botanist. We might as well whilst we're here, right? Let's just have my character just there in the background. And if we go to presets, I presume there's a preset for it as well, right? Last Dregs, right? It must be the Last Dregs one. Oh, interesting. So that's the preset for this then. So the background is the Last Dregs. We've got the Omicron matrices, which, if you don't know what that is, it's these little hexagonal boxes on top. So just to let you know that the background is separate from the hexagons. That's actually really nice because you could use the hexagonal matrices for other things as well, mix and match. That's not a bad looking background. I presume then that there isn't a frame for this. I don't see one. Interesting. Don't see one. I could be wrong, but if the preset for Last Dregs specifically doesn't list that, I would imagine that it doesn't have that. Just to make sure that I'm not silly, it says background accent includes plate elements, which is base plate, top border, and bottom border accent. Okay, so that's the portrait stuff, but that means that there's also stuff for the adventurer plate as well, isn't there? So if we go over to the Last Dregs option, wow, look at that. Well, that's actually quite nice. I think you might agree with me there. So in the background, obviously we've got the individual plate elements. We've got the border at the top here. We've got this icon here. This is the Last Dregs icon. We have the background showing the the Omicron thingy area, and then we have the borders, and then the big Sigma in the bottom right. That's really cool. And of course, if we wanted to, we could display our portrait in there as well from what we showed before, which was this. That's really cool, isn't it? That's a nice little extra reward I didn't think about that we would get. Very, very exciting stuff. Very cool. And of course, if you're wondering, you can obviously mix and match all of this stuff. Excellent stuff. I would love to see more stuff like this as rewards. Awesome. Let's go look at the Orchestrion. All right, so the music sounds like this. Obviously, that's the music from the actual tribe itself, which is to be expected, to be perfectly honest with you. The Beast Tribe then, in my personal opinion, or tribal quests as we're supposed to call them now, was a nice warm surprise. I certainly enjoyed the separate instanced area that I can't really show you because of spoiler reasons. That really did develop in a really nice way. I was excited to see what was going to happen next to that area. It's just a fun little area to hang out. It reminds me very heavily of the Pixie Beast Tribe when we had that area as well. The bar then, the cafe at the end of the universe, it's fantastic. It really is. I cannot wait to see what they do with the Leporits based on what I've seen here. And honestly, the rewards were not exactly what I expected, but we've got the jellyfish mount, which is fantastic. The minion is surprising, but still quite cool to have. And the other bits and pieces are good as well. Honestly, the adventurer plate stuff as a final reward, that's actually pretty top tier for me personally. I will probably mix and match between those elements and come up with an adventurer plate or something with those, because unless you do ultimate, you don't really get many fancy looking adventurer plates. So the more they add to the game, the better. And I believe that's going to be a focus of theirs going forward, especially since in 6.3 they're talking about adding adventurer plates as something you see when you queue up into duties. Anyway, much love. Let me know what you thought about the tribal quest for the Omicron overall, what you thought of the final rewards. Are you happy to get the Orchestrion? Let me know, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.